8:36 on the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone in the studio with us. Shane Gillis is here. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
Pull it, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Thank you for making it in, getting up early.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah.
I'm not used to that.
Did you work last night?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Wait, so you don't do radio like on the road all the time, or you just haven't done it in a while?
Yeah, I haven't done it in a while because of COVID.
Does it feel great to be out again?
Not morning radio. Not waking up early. But, yeah, it's great.
Plus, we don't have COVID in Florida. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, I saw that. I was rooting for you guys. I was up in New York like, I hope this works. Come on, Florida.
Voss was here last weekend, and it was his first flight, and he was treating it like it was the first time an airplane flown. He was like, I gotta get there 3 hours before the flight. I go, what are you worried about? And he's like, it's my first time. I go, it didn't change. It's still working the same way. Yeah. It's crazy. So it always, when we have a comedian come in the morning, only the ones that we like. The ones we don't like, we don't care. We're like, you don't leave. You don't want to be here. But the ones that come in, they're like, hey, how's it going? And then we go on there and they leave and they're like, oh, that was cool. That's like the best feeling ever when you have a good feeling. But there have been some douchey comedians that come in.
Of course.
We don't. Everybody.
Names.
Yeah. I was trying to think. I don't think I wasn't going to name names.
Yeah.
Like people always say, "Who's your worst guest?" That you have? They always want to know who's your favorite guest and your worst guest. And our worst guests are always. We have the same two that we always say.
Which Wayne's brother?
The Wayans were good. They wanted to be there. Adam Ferrara. And not Kevin James. Kevin James' brother.
Yeah, Gary Valentine.
I don't know either of them.
Yeah, but although Adam Ferrara, we were gave him a second try, and he was even worse. But yet on Calta and Kelly, he was great. I was like, this is unbelievable. Because I told him, I go, you're on my worst guest list, but you were great today. I think some guys just expect, like, if you're a comedian who's like, just kind of just making the round or something, and we have you on the show, to come in and sell yourself a little. He came in and it was like we were interviewing De Niro.
It was unbelievable.
We were going to have questions about his past. And
we
all
were
that
like,
stuff.
is he more famous than we thought he was?
Anyway, Shane Gillis is here. Shane is, I don't know, like, Shane's like one of these hot, new, like right now, you're on fire.
Oh, thanks a lot, man.
I mean, do you feel that or no? Do you not know? I know it's hard to say because you sound douchey, but I'm asking you.
I will say I think I was on fire a little bit more like a year and a half ago.
Right.
Things were going pretty good.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm doing as well as I was.
But you
I'm
came
happy.
back strong with those
Thank you.
videos and stuff. I mean, it's about people who took the pandemic and made something out of it that really came through.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't stop doing the road. So guys like Voss just sat around, was like, "Oh, we can't go outside." I just kept, I kept doing it. I figured.
Yeah.
That's what was annoying. I got on the flight down here, and everybody's flying again.
So
I was like,
packed.
It sucks again. Travel sucks again. It was great.
I can't even remember the last time I was on a plane and for what reason. I don't know. I tried to go. My wife is going out of town at the end of this month, so I thought me and my son would do something cool. He doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to hang out with me, so now I can't even think of anything to do. So, all right, let's start with I have to get the Saturday Night Live stuff out of the way. We're going to start with that. So, Shane, I'm going to be honest. When you got it, I only knew of you. I knew your name. I had never had you on the show or the podcast or anything. But all my friends that are comedians were so happy, probably secretly jealous and hating you inside, but because they were like, couldn't believe that you got it, but were so happy and felt that you deserved to get it. And so how many did you go? Give us like the audition story. Did you have to do what all these other people say, the 3 characters and all that stuff?
No, I don't know. They must have changed it because for stand-up comedians, you only have to do stand-up.
Oh, really?
I didn't have to do characters.
And who is the audience? Like, is it 5 people or is there a bunch of people?
It's brutal. We were just talking about that on the car. It's like you get into because my whole life I was like, I'm not going to do SNL.
Right. Why? See, I still think I'm going to do it, and I know reality is there's 0 chance. But since I was a kid, I was like, I'm going to be on the show.
I'm holding out hope for you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, I will say that. Yeah, growing up, I was like, I'm going to do SNL.
Okay.
And then once you get into comedy, you're like, I'm never going to do SNL. And then all of a sudden, they were like, they had interest in me, and I was like, oh man, maybe this is going to happen. But even up until the audition, I was like, this isn't going to happen.
Right. So
I was in the.
Are you kind of like a kicker who has to kick an 80-yard field goal? You're like, I'm probably not going to make it. So
0 chance. Yeah. And then I wasn't that nervous, which helped. because everybody else there was like an improv guy that was like, oh my God, this is it.
Was there anybody there we would know that you saw?
That I auditioned with?
Yeah, like any of your contemporaries or some names that we might know?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think so. But they were nervous because you all hang out. You have to wait for like 3 hours before you go on for the audition. They do that to mess with you. They do that to like see how you handle pressure and all that. And I was fine. I was just in there like dipping. I was just chewing tobacco.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then it was my turn to go on, and I was like, "Oh, I'm fine." And then right when you walk out and see like that main stage, because that's where you.
Oh, you do it right there.
Yeah, you do it on the stage. And right when I saw that, I was like, "Oh God!" And then like I was shaking, my hand was shaking, so I had to like hold the mic against my chin.
Who do you see? Lorne Michaels, is he there?
Yeah, you see him like barely because it's dark.
Yeah.
So there's like a table to your left that's like producers, a couple writers, and Lorne Michaels, and then the rest of the studio is totally empty. There's a camera right in front of you, and they're like 3, 2, 1, go, and you just have to do.
How long? 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you? Was it your best 5 that you had, or something you're the most comfortable telling?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It was definitely like the best 5 I could do, but it was definitely bad. I thought I did bad.
Right.
And then,
do you hear anybody laugh?
Yeah, you do.
Do you hear Lorne Michaels laugh? It's a pretty distinct laugh.
I was looking for him, and then he did laugh a couple times, and I was like, all right, that's nice.
Because they tell you he doesn't laugh, don't be offended, but then you hear him laugh, and you're like, oh, okay, I must be the best ever.
True. But then I got done, and I was like, wow, that was bad. I did bad.
Were you able to hear any of the other people that were trying out? Okay,
no, you got to
so
wait.
You can't even tell if you're.
Can't tell.
Yeah.
And then I ran into Michael Che that night at a show, and he was like, you did great. I was like, oh, I was so nervous. And he was like, you were the least nervous. I was like, oh, all right, maybe I got a chance here.
Yeah.
And then a couple days later, I was like, oh, no, I'm getting it.
Oh,
I'm definitely getting it. Yeah.
You went through the phases.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then, they do vet you. They check you out. They like go through all your social media. They do all that before they announce that you're on the show for exactly my reason.
Right.
But I think I was one of the first few people that had a podcast that got it. So they never went to like
listen to old episodes.
Listen to a whole podcast.
Yeah. And
now they probably do.
Yeah.
You changed the way Saturday Night Live
It's called
works.
the Gillis rule. Yeah. So now I don't want to put too much of your business out there, but you were signed to do it. Did you actually sign contract? And then they had to tell you no.
Yeah.
And they paid you though, didn't they? They paid you half of it.
Well, technically, I got paid my first contract. Yeah.
Oh, you got the whole.
Yeah.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah.
It worked out.
That's
all right.
fun.
Do you think now? How do they break it to you? How do they? Okay, well, explain. What did they find? I know what it was, but they found.
You want me to say it on the radio?
Well, they found you doing comedy where you made some sort of Asian reference.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it. I mean, we were doing.
I remember seeing it or hearing it at the time, and I was like, "Oh, I mean, that wasn't that."
Yeah,
that's what I thought too. I go, are they mad at him because he's doing an Asian character? Are they mad at him for what he's saying?
Yeah.
Because either way, I'm like, hasn't everybody done that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's a comedian, and he's trying to be funny and do stuff. Like, I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think it was like, oh, this guy's got to be fired immediately. You know what I mean? It was one of those ones where I go, it's a little ticky-tack for me.
Sure. Yeah. And it was a time we're doing a podcast. Me and my friend are open micers in Philadelphia, just doing a podcast for like 500 people.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
Yeah.
And then, it turns out everyone cared.
A lot of people
world
cared.
Yeah.
So how do you find out who tells the bad news to you?
That was. I talked to Lorne throughout the whole thing.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. He's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, or he fakes it.
Yeah.
Either way, he's cool. And then they were trying. They were like, hopefully this works. And then eventually it got to the point where they were like, this.
Was it somebody from above?
Yeah.
That's okay. So it's not like. I mean, we always say this. Is you find out the people who are most mad at a black joke are old fat white ladies. Like it's never So who was the one getting so mad? You know.
I think it was just enough. I think all these companies and shows and all these networks and stuff, they respond to just Twitter.
Yeah.
There was enough noise on there where like sponsors started to get like that. And then
nervous.
also, it's like it's a team.
Right.
SNL's like a team, and then you're bringing in this new guy who's like going to be a cancer to the locker room.
Yeah.
This could be a risk. So I get it. I get it.
Do you remember? You're probably too young for this, but Howard Stern, when he was just on like in New York and L.A. and Philly and all those things, he it was probably in the '80s, late '80s. Because I was thinking I was still in high school. He he was on the Phil Donahue show. Do you even know what that is? I don't know how old you are.
I do know.
So Phil Donahue was before Oprah, and it was not like Jerry Springer, but not like Oprah. It was somewhere in the middle of that.
Yeah.
And there was an Asian group that was mad at him because he was mocking Asian people. So Howard was on the show, and there were two guys from the Asian group on there, and they were like yelling at him almost like a character, like "You make out fun,"
no.
and
it was funny.
Dude, it was funny.
It's funny while they were mad.
But then Howard at the end was like, "Look at me." He's like, "They're jokes. I love you. Come here, give me a kiss." And he went over like to pretend he was going to kiss the guy, and then at the end they all end up hugging and high fiving, and that's how it used to be done.
Yeah.
Somebody says something, that you made me mad. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you mad. And then we're all high fiving and walking away, and you have a full Saturday Night Live career.
Yeah.
Would you have been mad that Elon Musk was hosting this week?
I'd be livid.
Yeah.
Because if I worked for SNL, I would only work for my favorite millionaires. So when a billionaire showed up, when even a greater portion of the 1% showed up, then I'd be outraged.
Do you know anybody on the show now besides Che? Like that you talk to?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
I
don't know that.
I know him a little.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, who? I'm trying to think of who, or for what reason people would be mad that Elon Musk was hosting. Like, nobody can explain that to me.
Well, a lot of the people there are like they believe they're very political. So it's like they're like ultra left wing.
But this
like
guy's
they're mad
changing
at
the
a billionaire.
world.
I think they were upset he said something about masks. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, for the love of God. Anyway, so it might have worked out better for you that you were in
maybe.
These couple of years. I mean, let's be honest. I tweeted out a thing the other day. I love Che and I love Colin Jost. I think that I could watch clips of their weekend update when two of them make fun of each other is funny stuff.
Yeah.
And I saw Che do stand up a bunch of times. I think he's a funny guy.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And other than them, though, I haven't been drawn to Saturday Night Live for some time. And, you go through, it goes in waves. I'm not saying it should be canceled or anything like that, but I haven't been drawn to it. So stop complaining. This is the most press they've gotten for anything.
Yeah.
And unless this was something that they planned, which I doubt. But anyway, so you are still hot doing comedy. You're like, hey, I got all this money. I'm still working on my comedy. So do you feel defeated, or you feel like, oh, you know what? It's just a bump in the road? Because you seem like a pretty take it easy guy.
Yeah, also it's not that much money.
I would have to assume, let me guess, tell me, I would guess it's probably in the at least $500,000 range.
Oh, no.
No.
SNL salaries are low.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that at all.
Okay, so remember that dude that was on Saturday Night Live and Mad TV that we had on the show? The one who drank Drunk Girl?
Jeff Richards.
Oh, I don't even remember his name. Yeah. He was on, and then he was talking about living in Manhattan, and I go, that's got to be tough if you're on Saturday Night Live to pay that bill, because they're probably not making. And he was like, I think I was making like $600,000 from Saturday Night Live, and I went, oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah. You need a new agent.
I guess. I don't know. No,
maybe he had a 3-episode minimum bonus.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's not that though.
Okay, all right. So you had some money in the bank though.
Yeah.
Now, who do you live with? Where do you live? Do you live in the city?
I live in Queens. Yeah.
Queens.
Yeah.
That's where all the young comics are in Queens. Now, when I was a kid, Queens was like, I grew up in Staten Island. I was afraid of Queens. My dad lived in Queens, and when I went there, I felt like I was going to get stabbed every day.
Yeah, it's actually. You still have that lingering fear of getting stabbed constantly.
Right.
It's a nice.
It's
way
kind
to
of
live.
what makes New York beautiful.
Yeah, it's fun.
And so you live. Who do you live with?
I live with two comics, Chris O'Connor and Tommy Pope.
Okay,
they're good.
That
They're
has to be a
guys.
fun
Philly guys.
A fun house.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's a little stressful. I mean, we're adult men living together.
Right.
So, it's weird.
But how old are you?
I'm 33.
Yeah, you got about 2 more years before it gets really weird.
It's weird. It's already weird.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay.
You sure?
Yeah.
How does she feel about coming over a house where you live with 3 guys?
It's all right. It's still early, though. So she still thinks, she's like, this is exciting.
Oh.
Just wait. It gets depressing. It's pathetic.
She hasn't given you the, why don't you trade in 2 guys for one
Actually,
girl?
she has.
Oh,
she
really?
has.
Already,
Last week, she was like, you shouldn't live with roommates. I was like, yeah, I know. I understand. I understand how this is.
How long has it been? How long have you been with her?
I'd say 4 months.
33, 4 months. You're not even considering anything serious.
Oh, no.
Sorry, it took a second for that.
Yeah.
Now, what podcast are you doing on a regular basis?
It's called Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast.
Right.
That's the one I got fired for. I'm still doing it.
Still doing the same one. You're like, oh, well.
Yeah, back to this.
Now, are you worried about doing things now for the future?
Something like worried about what do you mean?
Like repercussions of something you're saying.
Like we have to be careful because we have the FCC, we have this corporate company that we work for, and we have sponsors on. So we have to find that fine line. But you're like, I'm on a podcast and I don't have to answer anybody. You still do whatever you want.
Yeah, you can definitely say whatever you want, but it's also, there's definitely future opportunities, so you don't want to do that. And then it is in your head where you're like, oh man, don't, watch out, watch out.
Yeah.
But there's also, I don't think I can get canceled. I don't know, we'll see. I might get canceled. I might get canceled twice. That'd be pretty good.
I don't know. It's really weird because people say, oh, they're canceling this guy, but yet we'll still go see it. We'll still do it. So it's really weird. I have to tell you that that Legion of Skanks presidency episode with the dosing and all that. Who was here that we talked to? Oh, well, Lewis was here.
Yeah,
Lewis was here. Yeah. Lewis was here.
He's a nightmare.
Oh, it's so funny. I sat down with Lewis for an hour, talked to him, and we were like, "Hey man, it was a good time. Thank you for having me." And I know he left the car, and he's like, "I hate that guy."
Oh, really?
Well, no, not really. Well, I just feel like it's deep in his heart.
Lewis puts that energy out. He's just great guy, though. He really is.
It's so funny because everybody says that about Lewis.
Yeah.
They're like, even Bobby. Bobby's like, he's the sweetest, generous guy. And I'm like, I know, but all he does is yell at me, so I don't see that.
Yeah, don't you guys fight a lot?
Well, yeah, but it's almost like the truth is that we fought pretty hard and screaming at each other and really getting personal and insults and all that stuff. But wasn't really mad at it afterwards, and I don't think he cared enough for it to be mad. So when they were like, "Hey, Lewis is coming down," I was like, "Great, have him on the show.
Yeah,
I don't care." And when worst comes to worst, we start screaming at each other in the studio. That'd be the best thing ever. And plus, Bobby's always like, I don't know if we'd want to fight him. He knows that. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care about that stuff. I'll hit him with a chair if I have to.
Yeah, of course.
No, but the episode was you guys were running for president of Legion of Skanks.
Yeah.
Which is a very popular podcast, and it is Big J. Okerson, it's Lewis, it's who else?
Dave Smith.
Dave Smith. But then you and a lot of guys are like regulars on the show. Ari Shaffir.
Ari Soder, those guys. Yeah.
So you guys, that was one of the things that we fought about. When Lewis and I were fighting, I was like, cool, nice old hack radio.
Yeah.
We used to run for president of the station 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, but man, I had to reach out to Lewis afterwards and tell him the way that played out was one of the most genius things I've ever heard.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These guys were running for president and vice president. Who were you running with?
It was me and Ari Shaffir.
Okay. And and then it was Big J.
Big J and Lewis as his vice.
Right.
And then Lewis and Zach Amico. And then Dave Smith, and I think they have a racist teddy bear. Which, it sounds hack. It is. It's another hack bit.
Listen, it's that group of guys right there are some of the most fearless comedians ever.
Yeah.
You cannot do what you do and be successful or having that fear in the back of your head that you're always going to, offend somebody.
Yeah.
Or else you're never going to be as funny as you are. That's why for you to take what you've been through and still be so productive this year, I think has been great.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Appreciate it.
Galvin is the meanest person I know.
Not at all.
He doesn't like anybody. And he has talked more positively about your sketches that you've done online than anything else.
Yeah, I go, those are funnier than anything I've seen on SNL in the last 15 years.
Thanks a lot.
I mean, they're really good. The car dealer thing was great. The different stuff, the ones that you guys do, the judge,
the Philly court
is great. Man. Yeah, those are really fun.
That's John McKeever. So check that out. It's on YouTube. It's Gillian Keeves.
And then the football coach that you just recently did. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's great. They're probably sitting there kicking themselves in the ass and be like, "Oh, man."
Well, I will say, Lauren, I think he knew that I could do that.
Yeah.
So he was kind of fighting for me the whole time. He was like, "This could work." And I don't know. I think maybe they want to change the culture there, which I would have been one of the guys that could. I'm not going to be one of those the people that are on there that are like, I'm not going to work with Elon Musk.
Right.
It's like, they're trying to. Hopefully, they're trying to pull out of that a little. I think.
I don't know. I don't even. Like I said, now Pete Davidson. Is it weird to you that you know him a little more that he gets hot chicks like he does?
Yeah.
Is it weird to him? It's got to be.
Yes, it is. It is. That was like because I've only hung out with him a handful of times, but that was one of the cool. That was the moment I was like, "Dang, this guy's pretty cool." Because we were hanging out in his green room, and he was just like, he was like, I gotta do this for all the guys. Like he was like, everybody that looks like me. I gotta do this.
Pete Davis and I have two things in common. We're both from Staten Island, and we both have butthole eyes. We both have the same butthole eyes. That kid it's unbelievable what he attracts.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
I know. Him and the other one that's way more handsome but still surprising is Soder.
Yeah.
Girls love Soder.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. The
He's got a
voice.
deep voice.
Yeah.
He's tall.
Carmen loves him.
Carmen.
Yeah.
Carmen, who's back at Carmen's back at the studio. Little blonde, loves black guys. All of a sudden, loves Soder. You do love a black guy. You're dating one now.
I'm dating one, but I don't have a preference.
Do you love the guy that you're dating now?
Haven't said it.
Therefore, you love black guys.
No, what?
Jeez.
What?
Listen to me. I
love everybody.
Yeah.
It was interesting because when she interned for us, when she first started, she's been with us a long time, but she was an intern. She was at this young blonde college girl, and then we find out she's dating a big black dude. We were like, oh, just didn't expect it. You know,
you guys
what I mean?
were all like hot.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, I didn't know this was going to be so hot.
Right. Then she bounced back and forth, and all of a sudden she's dating this redneck guy for a while, and then some Mexican rapper from Sarasota.
Oh, nice.
Right? What was that guy's name? Carmelito?
Ryan Nito.
Right.
Little Brian? Little Brian. I guess, that makes sense. Little.
Oh.
Yeah.
So now she's back with the big black dude. Which is very surprising. Yeah, we're very proud of you, Carmen, and your Benetton of boyfriend.
I remember one time I was in the car with my ex at the time, and I was like, "Would you ever, with a black guy?"
you know.
And then she said no, and I was like, "Whoa!" Like, I didn't get the answer I thought I wanted. She was like, "No." I was like, "What the hell's wrong with you? What do you mean no? What are you, racist?"
Yeah. Have you ever dated a black girl?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Oh, because you do look straight up white.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love black girls. I just can't see black girls liking you because you don't. No. I'm saying
Guys, I'm not taking offense. I get it.
no, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I look like a cop.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I can get away with it because I got that old kind of like tail end of the Sopranos success, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm just saying, you imagine you going home to an all-black family and be like, this is my boyfriend, Shane.
Yeah, we
straight up
actually
white
have
guy
a lot of, we have some African-Americans in my family.
In your family?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's great.
Do you have to say African-Americans now? Are you so nervous about everything?
Well, no, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't. You want to go over what we say? That's the right move.
Be careful, Netflix is going to use this audio.
Yeah.
If we're going over what we said, we should go back to Carmen saying, I'm dating one. It was, yeah.
Wait, what?
Just kidding, Carmen. You're okay. Go see Shane Gillis. I have the times here. Shane Gillis is going to be at Side Splitters. Yeah, did they get you for that Sunday show too? Or
They
no?
did.
Oh,
Done 7 shows.
Friday 8 and 10:15, Saturday 6, 8 and 10:30, and then Sunday at 7 o'clock. SidesplittersComedy.com or 960-1197. Are you out there as well?
Nah.
No.
Good. I'm coming tonight. Oh, no, what?
Nice.
Do you know who you're with? Are you with anybody? Like you didn't bring anybody? did you?
Yeah, Steve Miller.
Oh, Steve Miller's
Yeah,
great.
Steve, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve's great, and I'm sure he loves you.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
He was a good guy.
Steve, watch out, because Steve will try to kiss you if you
Really?
drunk enough. Yeah. He's trying to make out with Spanish.
Yeah.
Spanish. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
And then
I get it.
What?
thing about Miller is Miller's got a girlfriend, and he's not gay, but does like to drink and make out with anybody that's around. Just giving you a heads up. Although, has he quit drinking? Yeah, he quit
No,
drinking.
he was drinking yesterday.
Oh, he was?
Well,
Yeah.
But for a little while.
Be ready for a makeout.
He's
Yeah,
back.
and he was kissing guys.
Go ahead and plug everything one more time.
Oh, yeah, all right. So it's Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast, and then YouTube, Gilly and Keeves. We're putting out sketch shows every Tuesday.
All right. How hard is that to do?
That was a lot.
On your own? Like,
Yeah, because we put a lot of money into it ourselves, and the production, all that stuff's very expensive. Yeah. It's because the sketches we're making, it's like pretty high quality production. You know,
Gotcha.
It turns out great, and it's good length, too.
Yeah,
It's, most of them are maybe 5 minutes tops, whatever, but they're perfect. A lot of laughs in them.
Yeah. Thank you. And, that's it.
Good.
That's what's
All
going on.
right. Well, man, very funny. I hope you have a lot of success this weekend. We
Thanks
will
a lot.
see you. He's going tonight. I'm going tomorrow night.
Awesome.
We'll check out the shows. Yeah, Shane Gillis, SidesplittersComedy.com. We'll take a quick break. It's Mike Calta show. 6 at 9 is coming up. It's 102.5 The Bone.